Have you ever toasted your bread to perfection? I never have. And the one thing that I've noticed is that it's never exactly the same shade of brown on both sides. No matter what sort of toaster, really flash expensive one or the cheapest one you can buy, somehow it seems absolutely impossible to get the toast exactly the same shade of brown on both sides. It drives me crazy some mornings. I think I want to have just the right crunch in my toast. And it's very frustrating if one side's all pale and still like bread and the other's crispy as anything. It's just not right. And I don't know, it seems to be something that humanity has been unable to solve. We can fly to the moon, we've got incredible technology, we can Skype someone from one side of the planet to the other in real time, virtual time, anytime. But we can't toast or make toasters that actually make the toast exactly the same shade of brown on both sides. So this is an imponderable thing that is of great concern to me. Well, it isn't really, but I thought I'd start my little cordial or my little talk talking about something that perhaps a great many people can relate to, and that's just a simple daily thing that we come across that doesn't seem to make a great deal of sense. And yet we either put up with it, ponder it, whatever. But it's these little things. It's these little things that connect us, actually. It's these little stories, these little anecdotes that can actually be about, well, what might seem something quite trivial. I mean, if I went to town all day long and harped on about my toast, I'm sure people would get very, very bored with me. But there's a little glimmer there of people who will say some sense of self-recognition and go, yeah, that is frustrating. How come these little things don't work? And why can't I have toast that's exactly the same shade of brown and crunchiness on both sides? I think about this a lot because for me, and I reckon a lot of human beings like this, we can oscillate between massive, great, wicked problems about the world, our lives and whatever, or we can be really frustrated about little minute things like that. And that's kind of human nature in a sense, isn't it? It's to actually get frustrated with some really tiny, little, inconsequential things, almost at the same time as going, oh my God, world peace, climate change, what are we going to do? But it's like talking about these stories in what we love to say now is an authentic way. That is how we connect as humanity. And we've connected through stories since the beginning of time. I guess the trick is now we've got to get clear about the fact that we all are able to tell stories. And I harp on about this a lot, about how we've all got great stories to tell. We just need to get the radar, the spotlight on the bits of our lives that we want to share and unite and relate to other human beings. There's so much abstract communication now, which is all about things and not people. And so it's time to repopulate our conversations, our social medias, everywhere we meet, if we do meet, and maybe it's time to meet more often so that we can actually relate, just to actually see what we have in common as humanity. That's my passion, that's my love, is to be a story gatherer as well as a storyteller. Master storyteller sounds awfully grand and important, and I like to think of myself as much as a story gatherer as a storyteller. And so I'm still not sure how to get this problem with my toast sorted. Can I ever in my lifetime get to that point where I have the ultimate toaster that will toast my toast perfectly to the same shade of brown on both sides? That's a question I'd love to answer. But any which way, I'm passionate, and that is the right word to use in this case because we use that word a lot, but genuinely I'm passionate about getting people telling their own stories, the stories about their work, their lives, integrating those so that they can relate closely to other people to achieve what it is they want to achieve with one another. Kia ora tātou.